Let's talk about Bill C-8, which is working its way through Parliament right now. You might have heard some things online, but I will warn you, we only talk facts here. Now, this bill does give the government some pretty substantial powers, but for an everyday person, I would say that this is a boring bill. Unless you're trying to jeopardize the Canadian telecom system, this bill really won't apply to you, no matter what anybody tells you on the internet. This bill is called the Critical Cybersecurity Systems Protection Act. First, I'm going to tell you what the bill does not do. It does not authorize the government to shut off your phone or Wi-Fi because they don't like what you're posting on the internet. If you're involved in a mass protest, it also does not give the government the ability to shut off your phone. It also does not give the government the ability to ban certain apps that they just don't like. So now we're going to talk about what the bill does do, and it gives the industry minister some pretty broad powers that they can utilize in secret, which we'll get to in a minute. First, the bill allows the Canadian government to tell telecom companies to stop using certain hardware or software. And those orders can be specific to an individual or entity, an entire company, or a country. They can also order Canadian telecom companies to disable hardware or software they are already using. Canada has three primary telecom companies, which are Bell, Rogers, and TELUS, or the Big Three, they call them. The bill also allows the industry minister to direct telecom companies to stop providing services to certain businesses or individuals. But they can only do any of this if there is a threat to Canada's telecommunications system. As far as services that those three telecom companies provide, yes, they provide internet and phone service to millions of Canadians. But the bill targets larger companies and entities who are purchasing wholesale network transit, cloud or routing services, and international data sharing. So let's talk about what could be a threat to Canada's telecom system. It could be things like interference, jamming signals as an example. It could be the manipulation of data or unauthorized altering of software. And it could be anything that disrupts or threatens telecommunications services in Canada. So, could the government suspend your phone or internet use? Sure, if you are posing a threat to Canada's telecommunications network. And again, a protest or dissent to the government online is not a threat to Canada's telecommunications network. An example of this would be when Canada banned China's Huawei phones. They believed at the time that they were a threat to Canada's national security and our telecommunications network. This bill could be used to target companies making things like fiber optic cables, telecom towers or transmitters, fiber optic gear, routers, and antennas. This bill could also be used against foreign actors who are posing a real threat trying to hack into our telecommunications networks. But the one thing about this bill that is very interesting is that the industry minister can do all of this in complete secrecy. Companies will be legally required to comply with the government's orders, but also legally forbidden from telling anybody about the government's orders.